So what are the options before India? Should it resolve the issue peacefully, or should it push back China aggressively from Ladakh?
Those are not easy questions to answer, complex questions coming up, but still, this silence, the muted response by India has raised many questions. Joining me tonight, I'm joined by Dr. Mehboob Beg of the National Conference, a Lok Sabha MP, of course, from Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The Minister State for Home has already raised questions about what India is planning to do about this. Also joining me tonight, former Army Chief General VP Malik. I'm also joined by former Foreign Secretary Mr. Kanwal Sibal, and I'll be joined by Ajay Shukla, analyst as well. Dr. Mehboob Beg, we heard Salman Khurshid there say, let's not blow this out of proportion. This is something we are trying to resolve. Let's be patient. Do you agree with him, or do you feel, because we know the Jammu and Kashmir government has been warning for some years now about Chinese intrusions. Are you satisfied with the central response?
No, really not. Question is, you have to have some long-term policy in place. It hasn't happened first time. It has been happening, as you said also, in 2010, in 2011. We were building up a road there, and they asked us to stop it. And then Umar Abdullah, Chief Minister, wrote to the Government of India, and nothing happened. We don't know what happened after that. It is not only on military front, even on political front, if you remember. It was not Pakistan, it was China, who, even to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, residents of Jammu and Kashmir, they were allowed to visit China on staple visas, because they said, no, it's a disputed territory, you don't need visas, and nothing happened. So I think we have to have a clear, categoric, firm policy vis-a-vis China. We can't wish away things. We have issues with China. We should be resolved. Maybe short term they will take care of themselves, but in long term you have to have policy in place.
And it's interesting because, of course, if you made the comparison, the red flags are always raised when it's Pakistan, and of course the Kargil intrusion first alerted to us by shepherds. General VP Malik, do you see any comparisons, or do you accept at least the government of India's view that Pakistan and China have to be dealt with very differently?
Oh, I think these are also intrusions with a view to exercising their claims continuously. And they have been doing it frequently, and this has also been done, as somebody else said, it is a sensitive, it's a strategically important area. But I'm afraid we have no alternative at the moment. We cannot take the kind of action that we took against Pakistan. We cannot take that kind of an action, particularly in this area, against China. So I believe that there is no alternative except to talk to them diplomatically and modify our policy to the extent that is possible.
Tina, we often hear that word used when it comes to Indian politics, but in the sense when dealing with China, a very different, much craftier neighbor than perhaps Pakistan is. And also, we've been hearing encouraging noises, a recent setting up of a mechanism, the new leadership also reaching out to India in a sense. Does India have to be doubly careful not to somehow tip that very, very delicate balance at this point? Or are we being weak on this issue? Are we being blind to what the longer term implications are?
Well, you have to take a few things into consideration. One, that is not the first time that these intrusions have taken place, and each time this has happened, Government of India has said, not the Chinese government, that there are different perceptions on both sides of where the line of control is, and therefore trying to play down the seriousness of these issues. I think the problem is much bigger than this, which is that the Chinese refuse to settle the border issue. Wen Jiabao, the former Prime Minister, when he came here in 2010 December, said that the border issue will take a long time to settle, if at all. The new Chinese president has very soon after taken over sent a clear message to us that this will not be resolved at least in the 10 years that he'll be in power, when he said that this issue is not easy to resolve, without explaining why it is not easy to resolve.
No,
because
he said we'll maintain peace. We make sure that the peace is maintained on this border. So this is their version of it.
That suits them, because to keep the pot boiling, not to settle the issue, actually we had proposed that let us agree where the disputed pockets are, that you tell us where you think that you are in control, and we'll tell you where we think we are in control. Then we will superimpose these two maps, then delineate what the areas of dispute are, and then on that basis negotiate to reach some compromise. But the Chinese have refused that. Why are they refusing this? Because they want to keep us on tenterhooks. They want to keep pressure points on us. They want to keep us on the back foot. They want to keep us boxed into South Asia. They want to limit our role in this region and beyond. And therefore, they want us to look up to them each time when we seek something from them, favors like membership of the Security Council, membership of the NSG. They have the upper hand. So they are playing a game at two levels. They are playing to their strengths. Therefore, they say, let us have more investment, let us have more economic cooperation, because they are strong there. But we will not solve the border issue. Why not? Because it is unnatural and highly dangerous that the two biggest countries in Asia should have a 3,000 kilometers plus long border, undemarcated and undefined. And these incidents will continue to happen and poison the atmosphere and raise the level of distrust we have about China's intentions.